like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Help promote and rank up my channel. I talk entertainment, news, movies, TV shows, all that good stuff. Check out the channel trailer right up there if you want to know more. Anyways, we're going to be talking about Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. Exclusive first look photos. And you can already see one right there. I mean, the attire for the characters, I do not like their casting choices. So behold, the big screen's new Claire and Chris Redfield, Leon S. Kennedy, Jill Valentine, Albert Wesker, and more. Doesn't feel like the characters to me. It feels like cosplay. I'm very happy they're sticking to the games. Actually sticking to the games, because the games are a much better story, much better content than those films were. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. It's not like this franchise, this video game franchise, is so very, very hard to adapt to film. Like it's Mario Brothers or something. No, it's pretty easy to set up. The upcoming film, written and directed by Jonas Roberts, 47 Meters Down, The Strangers, Pray at Night, is based on the first two Resident Evil games. The movie chronicles how Raccoon City went from being a city of industry to a dying Midwestern town that's become ground zero for the T-virus. We'll read the rest of this article, but let's check out these images. So there you have Leon and Claire. The actors don't look like the characters to me. But, I mean, he's got the police attire. He does kind of have the hair, but they just don't look like the characters to me, really. Maybe a lot of you actually think they look really convincing, that this doesn't look like cosplay at all. It looks epic, awesome. That's okay, whatever. Just don't trash me for disagreeing with you, and I won't trash you for disagreeing with me. So here we have Chris Redfield. Very accurate attire. This is supposed to be Jill Valentine. Don't like it. This is supposed to be Brad Vickers. Looks it looks pretty accurate. This is supposed to be Albert Wesker. I kind of don't like the hair right there. It doesn't look like it has Wesker style to it. And he's not even wearing the sunglasses. Also, where's Barry? That's right. You don't have Barry, do you? This, Lisa Trevor. It looks okay. The mansion looks nice, the background. I've seen some of the set pieces and all that. All that looks good. It looks very accurate. Wondering if they're going to do a lot of the camera angles from the video games. The movie really had nothing to do with the previous franchise. This was all about returning to the games and creating a movie that was much more of a horror movie than the sort of sci-fi action of the previous film. Now, those things went really out there. I was hugely influenced in particular by the remake of the second game, and I really wanted to capture the atmosphere drenched tone that it had. It was so dark, cinematic. These games have always been pretty cinematic. Nothing in this town feels high-tech. It feels dilapidated. I wanted Raccoon City to feel a bit like the town in Deer Hunter, a ghost town forgotten by the rest of the world. The whole structure of the film was definitely very influenced by Assault on Precinct 13. You'll notice Leon is wearing his uniform, and that's what makes him Leon. In Resident Evil 2, Leon and Claire, sister of Stars Officer Claire, Chris Redfield, played in this film by Arrow versus Robbie Amell, were among... Can we not, refer to him as Arrow versus Robbie Amell? Were among the few people who ventured into Raccoon City. Following the outbreak, they eventually crossed paths with Raccoon City Police Chief Brian Irons, played in this film by Gotham's Donald Logue, if that's how you say it. The difference with this film, as opposed to the previous films, is that it actually is going to reflect the games in some way, shape, or form. No, is that it is an ensemble where each of the main characters carries huge importance to the narrative, whereas the other one was just the Milla Jovovich show. They are not just cosplay characters, even though they kind of look like cosplay characters, who have the exact hair and costumes of the characters. Robert said it was hugely important with the whole casting process to find people who embodied the spirit and energy of the characters that look nothing like the characters. I think often in game adaptations, one of the big flaws can be just casting someone to look visually like the character, giving them the identical haircut and clothes, but not really trying to give the audience the thing that a movie does better than a game. Yeah, you really done it better. You know, it's possible to cast people that look like the characters and behave like the characters. So, which is to create a three-dimensional character that you can really connect with and believe in, that looks unlike the character but just dresses like them. Kind of like you'd get in cosplay. Sure, they could act, but they don't look like the character. Roberts recalled the particularly difficult search for the right actor to play Leon. We must have seen so many people. No, we didn't. We did not at all. It was really quite a tricky role because of the balance of humor and weariness. Then Avon read, and I was like, he's the one. He gets it. He gets it. He can read. He gets it. I wanted the scares, the atmosphere, rather than full-on action. Yeah, those movies with the damn action, so ridiculous. Where's the horror? This is supposed to be based off a horror game. Those other movies just seemingly forgot that altogether. Roberts told IGN when comparing what differentiates Welcome to Raccoon City from the earlier Resident Evil films, you should just say everything. It really sums it up that fast, and it really is that accurate. But what he said is, I think fans of the game felt the same. They wanted to see the iconic characters and locations and felt that the movie was more in line with the Resident Evil game world. So that's really why we chose to go in that direction. Basing something off something, everything's already there. We praise this guy for saying, you know what? Let's make it seem like that. Instead of saying, you know what? Let's make Resident Evil Die Hard. I can't really praise this guy for already having something there to work with and sticking to like the nature of what it's supposed to be. But I can't say it's cool that he didn't see what he had there to work with and say, no, I don't like any of this at all. Let me just make it something completely different. Use the name, cash in on it, make it something completely different for, you know, my own personal interest. Forget the fans. No, we worked hand in hand with Capcom on this movie to the point that we actually got blueprints from them on the designs of the Spencer Mansion and Raccoon Police Station in order to recreate them as perfectly as we could. We even have the exact artwork up on the mansion walls. Capcom saw it on the first image the other day and was so happy and excited. Now, if only you could have put more effort into casting. Say you saw so many people, didn't get somebody that actually looked like the character. You didn't end up with somebody that actually looked like the character. You're just telling me that you got tired of seeing so many people. So, you know what? That one's good enough. Let's go with it. That's what you're telling me. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with that, but is what it is. But the game should know that Capcom was involved in the film's development and designs. We worked very closely with Capcom. Every character and creature is from the game, and as such, I wanted to be as faithful as possible. I wanted to create a truly immersive feeling for the fans, but that also became the trickiest part of adapting piece of the IP like this. I didn't just want to put the game on screen. It had to be its own thing. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on these pictures, this description. Like, subscribe, comment. Greatly appreciate all that. Stay awesome. Rock on.